Hello, everyone. I love some saxophone jazz. Oh my gosh. It's so awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm just going to wait for you guys to join me. Join Brunch with Diva while we just kind of jam out to this. I love it. Do you guys love jazz? I wasn't really a big jazz fan, but all of a sudden, I found saxophone jazz, and I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. So, it's my thing now, and I'm sharing it with you guys. Well, thank you guys. Hello, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I'm always like to bring you guys new tips that I find. They don't all have to be reseller related, but hello, Jill. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. But you took jazz in college. Oh my God. I just discovered saxophone jazz and I love it, love it. I love a good saxophone though, so I guess I'm not too surprised that I would love saxophone jazz. But, oh my gosh, I took jazz in college. Oh, that's exciting. I didn't even know you could do such things. Well, I'm a psych major, so there you go. That's what's up with that. But welcome to Brunch with Diva. If it's Wednesday, it's brunch time. So I'm so excited and thankful for everyone who's joining the conversation today. Today my guest is Terry, Evolving Always. And we really didn't set out anything in particular to talk about. And the reason being is that, she's so informative in so many areas. So I wanted to just kind of go off the cuff with her today. We'll talk a little reselling. We'll talk about some other things that she has going on, some other things that she's knowledgeable about that might help you guys, maybe not just in reselling, but along the way in life. So I'm going to bring her on right now, and here we go. Here comes Terry, Terry, Terry. Oh, well, now we're waiting for her.
Girl, you are looking beautiful.
I was like, okay, so now we're waiting for her.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
You look beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
Gorgeous,
I appreciate that.
Well, I think you said it's purple, but it looks pink to me. It's so pretty.
What?
It's supposed to be pink, right? Is it pink or purple?
These?
The glasses and the hair and everything.
Yes, the glasses are actually, when I bought them, they were supposed to be purple.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, everybody says they're pink. I was like, well, okay, I'll just go with it.
Well, they look good. They look good. I like them.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my goodness. Hello, Swag Slayer Fashion. Thanks for joining. Again, we're here with Terry, Evolving Always. And of course, right out the box, of course, my number one favorite question to ask is, how did you get your name?
Evolving Always. That is a good question. Can you hang tight for 1 second? Because my lighting is crazy. Try to laugh too hard, right? But anyway, yeah, actually, Evolving Always, I just feel like we should all be students. And so with that mindset that we should be constantly learning, constantly evolving in life. None of us know everything. So we need to keep that mindset. And as long as you keep that mindset, you'll always be open to learn new things. So, yep, that's where I got that name from. Yeah.
Well, I'm always curious about how people come up with their names. I'm gonna get a chance to ask Swag Slayer Fashion how she came up with hers. Hopefully, soon. She doesn't know that, but yeah,
going on
that's what's up.
Hey, Patricia.
Hey, Trish. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining Terry and I.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, of course, after we found out how you came up with your name, and that's so true. We should all be evolving on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, without that, you just don't grow. You should be growing a little bit every day.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Oh, yes, you do know now, Swag Slayer. And so what I wanted to ask you is, since I have you held captive for the next 40 so minutes,
and I'm going to brunch with you. My little
okay. Well, As you know, I want to know how you got started reselling, how long you've been reselling.
Okay. Well, as far as I guess being a reseller as we'll define it, I've been doing that for about 5 years. And
Hmm.
how I got started is, believe it or not, my husband started me on it. He had been doing
Really?
eBay for a while, but he was like, "You got a lot of shoes in here that you do not wear," which he was telling the truth. I mean, I get shoes and then never wear them. They're like brand new, never wear them. And so I was like, he said, "This is a new site." He was talking about Poshmark. So I went on the site and I actually liked it and I played around with it. And I said, let me go ahead and post. And it was real simple. It's kind of like using Facebook, in my opinion. So I posted my stuff up there. And then I got a sale like right away. So my first sale, I got so excited. I said, I'm going to keep doing this. So then, of course, I tried to sell as much stuff, but I still got a lot of stuff, by the way. So I tried to sell as much of my stuff. And then after that, I did start drifting. And then after that, I started buying wholesale. And so I do a combination of that, wholesale and drifting, and some friends actually give me stuff, and things of that nature. Mm-hmm.
Well, with wholesaling, I would love to kind of, shop wholesale, but it's just really difficult to find where to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people aren't open to share those types of things.
Well, I can tell you places that I like. I like Orange Shine. So they're real simple. It's just called Orange, like the oranges you drink, and then Shine. So you can look that
Oh,
up.
okay.
Very, very simple. And Leslie got me into Jamar, and I
Oh,
really
well,
do
yeah.
like Jamar. So I ended up signing up for the affiliate program too, because I don't think Orange Shine has an affiliate program, but they are a big, wholesaling, and you can find good deals. It's about knowing, if you've been in the business for a while, you'll know what you can sell something for, so you'll know if it's worth getting or not, and you'll have some hit or misses, but it's about being knowledgeable. That'll help you. But they do have a great selection. But anyway, yeah, I do really like Jomar. I did start using them. Like I said, I signed up for affiliate. So feel free to click my link if you don't mind me doing that. But anyway, yeah. So, there's another one that you could do too. I was trying to think it for y'all if y'all want to try it. But those are the two that I really shop for. So I'll just stick with those, Orange Shine and that. There's quite a few shoe places. I think you can just put in wholesale shoes. There's a lot of places you get
Yeah. Now
shoes
that's
for
something that I
wholesale.
see all the time.
Yeah,
I
those
always
are
see,
readily available. Hmm.
yeah, I always see the shoes, that are
Hmm.
readily available
Yeah,
available.
yeah, they are.
And but clothes I think is a little bit different. But I did get my first Jomar box.
Oh,
Um
you got the plus size one, right? You
yeah,
got that one. Did you like it?
I did. I did.
Okay,
I did like
good.
some of the things well, I really like most of the things I got in it. I can't complain. I think my only complaint is they didn't send my whole order.
Oh, so they're gonna fix that for you though, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and sign up for the affiliate program because you'd be so great to represent them. So sign up for that when you get a
Well,
chance.
you know what? They sent me an email like a while back about that,
Mhm.
and I think I did sign up for it, but I need to double check that
Yeah, double
because
check it because it'll make a difference for you. And we could talk about it offline later if you like.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, definitely sign up for that. But that's good. I'm glad you got it. And I'm glad
Yeah,
you
I
bought
did.
some
I,
stuff.
I
And
was
I'm sure they'll
excited to.
fix it for you. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They answered me already and told me I should be, to look out for the other part of the
Hmm.
order. But I was really excited to get one because I've been wanting one. And it seemed like every time I could get one, they were sold out of the plus sizes.
Right.
So thanks to Leslie, I hopped on. She let me know that their they were back in stock, and I
Hmm.
was like on it.
Yep. That's right.
So,
Definitely. Because, yeah, I
so
saw it come in. Yeah, I did do the wholesale portal too. I picked and choose on that though. I did it more so the wholesale portal on Poshmark, and I did it more so, excuse me, when it first started. And there were a couple of sellers that I really enjoyed, so I used to get stuff from them. And that's about knowing the market of what you can sell or not. So, and I'll still use it from time to time. Like for example, y'all know about the affiliate programs. I'm sure you're affiliate with Poshmark, right?
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
anyway, if you do the affiliate, they pay you with credit. And so I would take that credit and then use it on a wholesale portal in Poshmark. So I've done that before too. Yeah. So
Hi, Lizette. Thanks for joining the conversation. Hey, Cynthia.
Hey Cynthia.
Thank you guys for joining. Well, wholesale is tricky on Poshmark.
It is. It is. It
It's
really is.
really tricky.
It
I've
is.
done it a couple of times, but for me, um, no.
It is really tricky. I totally agree with you. It's like certain things will sell really well, and then certain things, they can be really nice things, they just don't sell well. So like one example for some reason is handbags. And I mean, they can be nice handbags and sometimes they'll do really well. And then sometimes they don't do well.
Now
It's
I
hard
had
to
really good.
determine. I don't know why though. I don't know the
Now
reasoning
I
for
had
that.
really good luck. I've bought some handbags wholesale from the Poshmark,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they did really well. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have I mean, I think that since I do love a good handbag and love selling them,
Mm-hmm.
so I know that I just probably just had that. I hit it at the right moment. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I think you're right about that because there is a timing thing too. Because like I said, sometimes the bags do really well, and then sometimes they don't. And
Hmm.
so, but they can be nice bags because there's
Right,
a
right.
wholesaler up there that I really love her. I mean, I met her in person, very sweet person, and she mostly just sells bags. Yeah, but yeah, it's like you said, it's hit or miss.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. But
and
I
I just
really,
try to sell things that kind of go well in my closet though, because I want my closet to kind of have a certain theme. Well, basically, I
mhm.
call it a boutique. And I want people to be able to feel like they can buy more than one item at a time, you know. So things kind of blend. I try to think about that mindset. Will this work with what I already got in my boutique? That's how I try to do when I shop. Even when I'm like sourcing, meaning go to thrift stores and things of that nature. Is this something that kind of goes with my theme? I think about that. Hey, Nikki.
Right. Hey, Nikki, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
So Cynthia had a question about what suggestions do you have for affiliate programs?
Okay. Well, I don't do too many, but of course, we're doing Poshmark. I think somebody said, I don't know who it was, that they've made a great deal of money from Poshmark affiliate, which is great. I do Jomar. I do some investment affiliates. I do quite a few of those. They're not really affiliate programs per se, but they do pay you when people click on the referrals. So, like, you'll sometimes get free stock, which is money, or sometimes you get money to buy more stock. So, I do a lot of that. I do that a great deal. I love doing that actually. So, promoting a company, I'm like, free stock is free stock because stock turns into money once you sell it, when you
Yeah,
decide to
yeah.
sell it. So, it's money. So, yeah, I do that.
Well, now that we've come across that subject of stock, tell you are
I like the way
just
you say that word. Say it again.
a
Stalk.
stock. Well, I'm really interested in I try to keep up with you when you give advice about investing and things like that. So, I mean, I'm someone who wants to invest,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, if say that, I don't have like a buku dollar to invest, but I still want to kind of dip my toe in the water, what would you suggest?
Yeah. Well, now is like the best time to invest. When I first started investing, it was a little bit more complicated and you kind of need a little bit more money. And the reason I say that is because you actually had to pay for your trades. So, like, there was a commission you paid, and different companies charge different amounts. But like, I was doing it through Fidelity, and they were charging like $4.99 per trade. So like when you're selling stocks, you definitely want to make sure you weren't doing a little bit of stocks here, a little bit of stocks there because you're paying that commission fee and it just wasn't worth it. So
Mhm.
now, thanks to Robinhood, which Robinhood came out probably about 3 years ago, and Robinhood just it changed the playing field for all of us, especially for people like you, because they did it with no commission rates. So you could trade, you could buy and sell with no commission rates. And that really worked for people that didn't have as much money because you could buy a few stocks, you made a little money, you could sell it, and it's not going to hurt you. But for somebody But if you were doing that beforehand, it wouldn't have been worth it for you. You know, so if you only had a little bit of money, you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I got to pay X amount of money just to do a, you know, trade. So thankfully that happened. And now about every platform that you're on, you're not going to be paying commission fees, so, you know, every platform. So that's a good thing. So that really does work for people. Yeah, definitely Robinhood changed the game. So I will forever be loyal to them. Are they the best brokerage company? No, but I'll always be loyal to them because they did change the playing field. And I'm still with Fidelity as well. I have Robinhood and Fidelity, but I was so thankful that it made Fidelity do that. And the other good thing about it too, being that you asked, you can now get fractional shares. There was a time the only way you would get a fractional share is if you would get if you had a stock that had dividends, and the dividends would be reinvested back, and then it would be considered a fractional share. You could not buy fractional shares. So now most brokerage companies are letting you buy fractional shares, and that's really a plus because you're new, starting out, don't have a lot of money, but you still want some Amazon. So you can buy fractional shares on Amazon, you still make money. And I'm going to use Amazon as an example because Amazon, of course, is like a $2,000 stock, you know, and then even Shopify is over $1,000. So there's some stocks out there that you may really be interested in. Be like, oh, I don't want to throw a whole $2,000 on it. You know, you may not have a whole $2,000 to throw on it. So now you can do that.
So what do you think?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What do you think that, if I came to you and said, Terry, I have a little change, I need to invest, or I want to invest, where should I put my money?
Well, first I would ask you a question. Are you looking long-term or short-term? And that is really important because long-term, I pretty much know exactly the direction I would tell you to go. I always recommend Apple, Microsoft. They're not anywhere.
I am looking long-term though.
Yeah, I would even say Walmart, McDonald's. And I say those because they also have dividends. So you're investing and then they have dividends. They will give you some money off of their earnings. So, you know, that, and you can reinvest that back in the company and it's just going to keep growing. So that's a win-win for you. So I do recommend those companies. And there's a lot of great companies out there to recommend. There's a ton of them. We can maybe do a program on that one day, but those right off I would recommend for like long term. Short term it's just kind of what you want to do. It's kind of if you said short term, depending on the time that it happened. I'll give you an example. Let's say, you know, when March the 20th, when the pandemic was like here and the market went.
Yes.
Okay, well with that happening, that was a really big opportunity for people because they could get a lot of stocks real cheap and could sell them like a month or so later and make mad money. And that did happen. So a lot of people made money that way. And that would be what you call short-term flips, swing trading, basically. But people that are just starting out, I highly recommend them more so stick with a long-term plan in mind, you know, to grow your money, to be less risky.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm actually looking at long term. And I actually want to introduce my granddaughter to investing.
Oh, that's good. How old is she?
Because years ago, I mean, like years and years ago, I used to keep up with the stock market all the time. And that was my big thing. I was going to invest and do all this and that. And of course, you know, life happens and I didn't do it. So now, you know, I'm really, I'm back on that road to where I want to invest. And I want to introduce her to that so that maybe that would be something that she would, you know, not only profit from, but she could, you know, might be something she can really delve into.
Right. So how old is she right now?
She's 19.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, her getting started right now is great.
Cynthia said, Terry, can you make a little e-book guide for newbies with all that? That's a good idea.
Actually, ironically, I am working on that.
Oh, yay. Well, good.
Because I am working on that. But I did want to give y'all, I did want to kind of rewind and explain my Tuesday tip real quick.
Okay.
Because I think some people got it and some people didn't fully understand it.
Right.
But I highly recommend, and I don't get paid from this company, by the way. This is just a company that I found out about, and I've been doing it for like a year. And it was when it was in what's called beta testing, meaning they weren't like fully doing it. So you had to get on a wait list. So I was on a wait list and I was able to get in, me and my husband. But anyway, it's called Bumped actually, like you're bumped. And with this, you actually pick loyalties. It's places that you shop, like where you normally get gas, groceries, like if you go to Costco's, Sam's Club, it's loyalties like that, where you get your coffee from, what restaurants you're going
Okay.
to, things of that nature, spending. So when you spend money, and even theaters like, AMC or Regal. So when you spend your money, you got a fractional share of these companies. And so that's basically how it works. And it just adds up. And of course, I recommend, especially people that are new to investing, just start with that, if nothing else. And it's just going to grow, and let it sit there. Just let it grow, because it's stock and it'll grow. And a lot of these stocks have dividends, so they'll keep growing. But anyway,
Okay,
the cool thing now about Bumped is it's going to have more loyalty. So you'll end up being able to go to more places, even some places online. They're going to add more, and there's no waiting list going forward. So, yeah. Good job, Lisette. She says she's got it. Good, good, good.
online.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so can I is it open to where you could just sign up?
Yeah, just go to the App Store. It's there.
Wait a minute, what app store? Because I have an Android.
Okay, so you have an Android. So what's it called for Android? A Google Store, or what is it called for you guys?
Google Play Store.
Yeah, it'll be there.
Okay.
It'll be there. Just
because I was going to say, now
like
look, don't be telling me about no Apple apps. I'm still grinding out my Android.
Yeah, I say anything that you can do, to get some free, because technically that's free money. Like I said, once stocks are sold, that's money. And so, but just let it sit there and just let it grow. But yeah, they're getting much more loyalty. So it's a great way to get started. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm going to be looking for that. Hey, Sandra, thanks for joining. Oh, my God, I so enjoyed you and Leslie last night. Great.
Yeah, that was great, Sandra.
It was. And I'm so happy to see Lisette. Well, okay, so more that I'm just on this whole investing tip today. But if you were, most of the time I've heard that to stick with things that I don't know if that's still true today. But I mean, back in the day, people would just be like, oh, yeah, stick with things that you know. Well, back then I was a nail tech. For those who didn't know, I was a nail tech for over 25 years. Mm-hmm. And, my thing was I wanted to invest in a nail company, OPI, and Creative Nail. Mm-hmm. So, because those were things that I knew. But now I'm thinking, was that really good advice? Because I know Nike too, because I love Nike. And here we have Microsoft. Here we have Apple. All these various companies. So I don't think, is it important that you do your research, of course, on these companies? Do you stick with what you know, or with the products that you like? Or, because back in the day, even people would talk about, oh, you should invest in Reynolds Wrap.
Yeah. I think it's all good advice. It's great to start off with what you know, and then, like you said, research it. So like for example, everyone knows GE, right? Like we could all raise our hands and say, yeah, I know GE. Well, at one time, we'll say, I'll say 10 years ago, maybe further than that. But at one time, GE was the stock to invest in. Now, that would not be the stock to invest in, but we all know GE. So that's where the research comes into play. Like you were saying. So yeah, it's going to be stuff that you know, but then I do highly recommend you research it and then really think about it. Because could you see a world without GE? Technically, I could. Can you see a world without Apple? Not anytime soon. I mean, Apple phones, their computers, Apple TV, Apple services, Apple credit cards. So the more that a company does, the more likely they're not going to go anywhere. Just like Amazon. Amazon does so many things that they're just not going to go anywhere.
And I have just been beat down.
It's not.
I have just been beat down with Apple, because I was like, never. Then my granddaughter, saved up her own little money and bought herself an iPhone. Mm-hmm. And so every time I talk to someone else and I'm like, oh, your picture looks so great. How did you get that the look that way? How'd you get this to look? And she's like, oh, I have such and such. I'm like, oh, really? And I was like, is that Android? She's like, oh no. I was like, so I'm just so, hey, Erin, thanks for joining. I'm just so beat down with Apple right now that I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm just going to invest.
Yeah, because it's not going anywhere. And I'll be honest, I did really prefer my Android phone before I started reselling. But when I was reselling, the pictures just weren't great. And I could go probably like way back in my closet and give examples of how awful those pictures were. They were really horrible. And I would like,
well, don't feel special, Terry. My Android pictures were really ugly back then too.
Nah, but I mean, I know Android is better now, but for me, I
Yeah.
guess back then. But so that's why I got the Apple, and I used to complain a lot about it. But the phone quality is great, and the security is really good on Apple too. So those are the pluses with the Apple. Yeah, the security, definitely.
So, K underscore Glam Shots says, I know nothing of stocks or investments. Where do I start? Is there a specific website or app?
Okay. Yeah, there's a ton of apps. there are like so many apps now. I think now because, like I said, I think because Robinhood kind of started this whole thing, you know, when they did the commission free and people started, you know, younger people started investing that didn't have that much money. So now it's like so many apps. It's like, it's crazy. But definitely do go ahead and pull up Yahoo Finance. It's an app. It's free. Now you can pay for a version if you want to, but I just recommend going with the free. And the reason why I say pull up Yahoo Finance, because you can look up companies going back to what Rhonda was talking about earlier. Companies you know, but do I research it? That will come into play. So like she thinks of a company in her head, yeah, I know about this company, then she can go on Yahoo Finance and she can actually research it. So that's a good app to have. It'll give really great information. It'll, you know, shed some light on how the company's doing, which is what you want. And you can Google a lot of things too. You can Google the company's financials, which is really important. You need to know that they've got money. You know, which companies like Apple, Microsoft, Tesla has a lot of money too. These companies have money. They're making money. Now, companies like, for example, Lyft. When Lyft was an IPO, I mean, Lyft is public now. Right. But when they were first coming out, everybody was so excited. Oh, I'm going to get Lyft. I'm going to get Lyft. I'm going to get Lyft. And ironically, they were so excited because everybody's like, oh, I know Lyft. This is going to be big. This is going to be big. And Lyft hadn't even made any profits. They hadn't been profitable at all. And, you know, a lot of these companies that are out there, you'd be surprised, but they're not profitable. They're out there. They're going to make profits probably in the long run. Like I believe Uber is going to be very profitable in the long run because they do have some really good things out there, but they're not. So these are other things you need to think about if you're new to investing. Does that make sense? Are they profitable? You know,
back some time ago, I spent a lot of money with Lyft. I'm gonna need to have my money handed back to me because I think y'all are supposed to be making a profit by now, at least for me.
I think they're out of debt now, really. But then, of course, you know, the pandemic hit, so I don't know what's going on with Lyft now.
Well, and I'm surely not doing any kind of lifting these days because, you know.
Tesla does have revenue, though, Cynthia. That's a good point.
Oh, well,
Tesla
yeah, they should
have revenue. I've read
they should.
They have some revenue.
Let me see. Erin said,
but
oh, yeah, Erin, I am
didn't
too.
really have the revenue. And Uber is still struggling, too. And even DoorDash, which I think is going to become an IPO, they may now be profitable, but I'm not sure.
Right.
And
it seems
like there's a lot of companies out there that you know that are not necessarily profitable because they're new and they're trying to get out there. They're in debt heavily. So
let me tell you. And DoorDash, you know, back before weight loss surgery, I could have kept them in business. But I'm with you, Erin. Erin says, I'm so tempted to get an iPad just so I can use the photo apps that aren't available on Android. I'm right there with you because, you know, I'm right now, I have an Android tablet that I'm like, you know what, I think I'm going to sell this tablet and buy me an Apple tablet. if not a phone, an Apple tablet. Oh, my Samsung does really good as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and Cynthia's right.
oh,
Tesla is a great company. The difference with Tesla is Tesla's kind of like a technology company too, and it has been upgraded. Like it had like a negative B rating, so now I think it's like a B plus. It's a good company, and I think as time goes on, it's going to become a better company. And it was really good that they did the split because it made it more affordable for people to get with Tesla. It's a great company.
well, just what's I know that Poshmark is doing something
Right.
going, yeah. So what do you know about that?
I haven't researched it too much. I just realized I know they were talking about it and that they are supposed to be coming out pretty soon. And of course,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do what I always do. I don't. I when it comes to IPOs, I don't buy right off because I want to see what the price, kind of what the pricing is going to be, and it's usually not good to get it right off because sometimes it can go really high and then like in the next couple of days it'll drop down.
Right,
So that's
right.
why I like to wait. But I'm definitely going to get Poshmark because I know it's a good company. Obviously, we do. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see, when they put out all the specifics, what's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
with it, and things like that, because that might be, so that might be a
Mm-hmm.
nice, cute little investment too.
Yeah, whatever I
But
see, I'll share definitely. Yeah, I haven't
oh
I
yeah,
haven't looked too much on it right now because it's like it's not quite
okay.
ready. They were supposed to come out earlier, I think, one time, then they changed their mind. Yeah.
So for wholesaling, we're looking at, of course, Jomar. We're
Mm-hmm.
also looking at Shine,
Mm-hmm.
Orange Shine.
Yeah.
Okay, for investments, then we're looking long term or short term. Long
Right.
term being big companies like Apple,
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're new to investing, I recommend that you have a long term outlook, and you
Yeah.
definitely get really good companies. So you can be patient, let them continue to grow, and then they have dividends. You definitely want
Mhm.
to, if you can, add companies that have dividends in your portfolio.
Right. So now I'm going to shift this a little bit because I know that you also watched your live on talking about, life insurance.
Right, right, right.
And which I think that I have life insurance, but I just, I always think it's just so important to have, to discuss it, to kind of give a little information about it for those who may not have it, for those who want to get it. So, what's your advice about life insurance?
Well, you've given already the great advice. It's important. It's a priority. It needs to be a bill, meaning like
It
Nikki
does.
up here. I don't know if Nikki's up here or not, but like that needs to be a part of your budget. That life insurance, it's very important, and
Hmm.
it's just to me, it's the best thing you can do for your family. Because you don't want them. It's already bad enough if they lose you. Obviously, that's a mental, thing that you just can't get away from. And then for them to have to worry about the funeral costs and things of that nature, I don't want my family having to worry about that. Mm-mm.
Right. And
So,
that's how, and I'll tell you the reason that I went ahead and invested was simply because after I lost my dad,
mm-hmm,
oh, thank goodness that, he had policies and things like that to cover his, his burial and everything, things that paid
mm-hmm.
out after that. And think, but it would had it not been for that, I just don't know, what we would have done. But it rolled back around a year later, I lost my mom.
Oh,
And, it was like pulling teeth because for some reason, I don't know what, I still don't know, but for some reason, my dad had canceled this particular policy. And of course, I didn't know it, knew nothing. So it was really a process to get, my mom taken care of. So
okay.
I learned from I went from having things already taken care of for my dad to having to kind of scramble to get things taken care of for my mom. And I was like, oh my God, I do not want my daughter to have to go through that.
Right.
You
Um,
know?
yeah, that's stressful. Sandra had a question, and a lot of people do want to know about that. She's asking a really great question. She was talking about the difference between term and whole life,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a difference. Whole life is much more expensive, but it is what it is. It's whole life. So as long as
Mm-hmm.
you live, then as long as you're paying the premium, that insurance is going to be there for whatever amount that you bought it for. Let's say you take the $250,000 policy, and so however long you live, that policy is going to be in place. Like I said, as long as you're paying the premium, but whole life is more expensive. Term is less expensive, but obviously, as the word goes, there's a term to it. But you'll be surprised. A lot of these companies now actually have the term pretty high. Like I have term life with one company, and I want to say it goes up until I want to say 90.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah,
They
and I
didn't
was
used to do
like,
that.
yeah. I said maybe they must really be thinking a lot about me or something. I don't know. But it was if it's not 90, it was like it's either 85 or 90. I got to relook at it. But I recommend getting it one or the other. What you can afford. I mean, truthfully, if you can
Right.
afford term and get a higher premium for your family, like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to get a higher premium, like 500,000, a million, and you want to get a term, that's probably going to be your best bet because it'll be less expensive. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Uh, and I can believe that too. So that's why it's important to know when that term is. But yeah, like I said, the term on the one that I had, it was up there. I said I might live longer than that, but I said I'm gonna rethink something in between there. But she gave good advice. Some term does expire before, and I had that happen to one of my parents, so they didn't have anything, and that's need to really look at your life insurance plan. She's bringing up a good point because some people don't look at their plan and they don't read the stipulations like she's saying. So definitely always review your life insurance.
Yeah, you definitely have to, I mean, go over with a fine
Yeah,
tooth
you
comb.
got to review it because you got like if it is term, you got to be really precise about what that term is, and it's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be laid out in your paperwork. So yeah, I definitely do that. But like I said, for some people, that's what they can afford if they're trying to get a certain price point. And you got to think about the reasoning why some people may get a term. There's lots of reasons. One, it is less expensive. They can get a bigger premium. Let's say you're working in a dangerous job. You're a firefighter, you're a police officer, you're in the military. So those are things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, and then of course you got accidental insurance, that type of thing. And then a lot of the companies that you work for, like I see Nikki is up here. I'm sure the U.S. Post Office, they have life insurance. Probably all their life insurance is going to be whole life. Because typically your job, if you're getting life insurance, it's usually whole
Yeah,
life. I don't
yeah.
think they sell term when it comes
Mm-mm.
to like if you're at a job, what they offer in your benefits.
Right, right. Most
Mm-hmm.
of the time they are whole. I do know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah,
But I think it's just a very important conversation to have
it
because,
is.
sometimes, I mean, you just never know what life might bring.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just want to be prepared. And like I say, my situation was a, teachable moment in itself, one
Yeah.
parent having it and then finding out my mom didn't. I was just like, oh my God, were y'all married? I mean, what happened here? So, I just do not know.
And
Simply said,
you'd be surprised with people that don't have it. My brother, he was diagnosed with cancer, lung cancer. He was like 53, going on 54. And he'd been a smoker. He'd been smoking for like the longest time. So I don't even know why he didn't think this could possibly happen. And he did not have life insurance.
oh, wow.
I didn't even have medical insurance. And his job offered both. And he was with a young woman and had a young daughter, like 4 years old. So he left them with nothing, and that really disturbed me. I hated that. And then me and my other brother, we paid for, his services and everything. Um, and I
But
always
I
tell this
think,
little funny joke to make people laugh. But like my other brother, who we know is irresponsible, like, see, we didn't realize he was irresponsible, that brother. But the other brother, we have a brother that we know he's irresponsible. So like him, I'm like, we know he don't have no life insurance. I mean, no question about it. So he looked right in his face, my oldest brother, because me and him had to pay for everything. It's like, he said, you better get some life insurance, because if you pass away, I don't care if they bury you in Potter's Field. And that was so funny to me.
well, I mean, come on now.
I mean, technically you would think that shouldn't be funny, but I just busted out laughing when he said that, because he was mad about having to pay for stuff. It's like, thank you so much, Lisette. Thank you. Yeah, it was a while back, but yeah, thank you so much. But yeah,
Well,
that was
it's just
like a
not. It's
funny
just not
moment
a
for
good.
me.
Yes, it's just not a good situation to be in. You know, because you just never know. I mean, and I do know this because some companies' insurance is just so high that some
Yes.
people just can't, they feel like they're working to pay their insurance, but and it just doesn't level out or balance out for them to get the insurance. But and which is sad because we all need to be insured,
All right.
you
And
know.
that's why they have to get term. You see why I say term is important, because term,
Right.
depending on your situation, is necessary. But going back to what somebody was talking about, just make sure you understand what that term is.
Let
Make
me
sure
go
you're
back
reading your
here
plan.
because
And Cynthia was bringing us
something,
something about resale insurance. I'll be honest, I'm not familiar
right.
with that. So we might have to ask you about that, Cynthia. Sounds
Well,
interesting.
yeah, that's what I was getting ready. I was looking for that where she said I'm investigating about it because that lawsuit can cost lots of money. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. What did she said something about a lawsuit. Oh, she said something about at Amazon about there being a lawsuit for someone who tripped over a package. Is that what you said?
Wow. Seriously?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is. And it's a good thing, Nikki, to have additional insurance. I mean, you can have insurance on your job, but there is nothing wrong with having outside insurance coverage, whatever, because you can buy insurance for self-employment. Yeah, you can.
Yes, you
I
sure
do remember
can.
that. I
You sure
had that
can.
when I was self-employed. When I was doing nails, I did have that type of insurance. I stayed covered
Yeah,
because you just
I
never
think
know.
you need to have multiple policies when possible. And somebody was also mentioning, and I didn't comment earlier, and I'm sorry it didn't, but they were mentioning get insurance for your children. Definitely get life
Yeah.
insurance for your children. I totally agree. Yeah.
Exactly. I hear that in Amazon groups inside the seller central place.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had to
Well,
get with you on that, Cynthia. That does sound
yeah. We
interesting,
need
though.
we need the tea, girl.
Yeah, but definitely if you can't get accidental whole life insurance, well, I'm not. That's not it. Just accidental insurance. What I meant to say. It's
Hmm.
accidental life insurance. So like if an accident happened, that's a backup plan too. So
Right.
yeah.
And that's always good for, I
Hmm.
mean, well, that's good for anyone, but particularly
Hmm.
anyone who's you
But
moving
especially
in.
somebody that's in a high risk job, definitely.
Yes,
Hmm.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Oh my God. Oh, hey, Yolanda. That's my friend Yolanda. Hey. And my daughter's on here too. I hadn't seen her. I don't know if she popped off or whatever, but hey girl, hey.
So this is my
But
tropical smoothie, by the way. So that's my other little brunch thing.
oh, I love smoothies. Let me tell you. I don't get them as often as I want, but I do
Hmm.
love a good smooth. I love Smoothie King. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, Smoothie King is good. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my favorite.
definitely.
So I'm gonna switch because now we've told people how to invest their money all kind of ways. You invest your money long term, you get you some long term insurance to so you can invest in yourself. So now, oh, wait a minute. What did I want to pay for my services in advance? Oh, that's good. Let me tell you that, Nikki, that my aunt did that. And she had everything all, honey, all the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted.
Yeah.
All we needed to do was just go. She had it all laid out in her will. She had everything laid out at the funeral home. We didn't really have to do anything but show up. So she had paid for everything in advance. And me, I just tell y'all right now, I've already told my daughter, I don't even want to spend the money on a whole funeral. Take that money, throw a party, everybody eat, drink, be merry, tell good stories about me, show a couple of clips of videos, and call it a day.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
want mine to be simple like that too, and I want to be cremated. Call it a
you
day.
know,
The
you know.
cheapest route,
And I
because
never,
I'm
and I
gone,
never,
so I want you to have that
I already
money.
told her,
See on
she
the
said,
other side.
she was like, people are gonna think I'm crazy. Oh, there she is now. Hey, I was like, no, they're not gonna think you're crazy. But that's exactly what I want. You know, I mean, I want people to have a party, have a good time, and you
Yep.
know, really and truly, that's what I mean. Celebrate my life like it was, how you remember me, and things of that nature. That's how I want it.
And you told your family that, right? That's what you
Yeah.
told them.
Oh, my
See, that's
daughter's
so
like,
good,
yeah.
because a lot of times people don't want to talk about it, and you do need to talk about it. So it's good that you told me. It's good that you
Well, you
told
know,
people. You know what I'm saying? So that's good.
right. And
Hmm.
of course it's not a good subject to talk about. I mean,
Hmm.
nobody wants to talk about it.
Hmm.
But you know what? And she still probably doesn't want to talk about it, but she listens when I say it.
Yeah,
So look, because you need to know. That's
that's
what
right.
it is. That's how I want things to go. I am that type of person to, I am that person. I like to host things. I like to have parties. I like to meet and greet and things. So go along with it.
That's right.
Uh-uh. Really, Lizette? She said, we already know Rhonda's crazy.
Oh my
but
goodness. Rhonda
but
probably pop up at her own funeral.
I mean, you just never know. You never know. And my daughter said, yes, she wants me to throw a party. Exactly, girl.
Hmm.
Throw me a good old party because I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Uh, and she said, Mom told me years ago. See? Exactly. Well,
Oh,
so we're
that's
going to
sweet.
move on to, I want to get a chance to talk about stories on, or
Okay,
TikTok
my story.
or Reels, all that kind of stuff, because some of us are venturing into those lanes. So, I want to kind of talk about what your ideas. I mean, because you're always, every time I get a notification that, oh, Evolving Always is new TikTok. And I'm just like, what is going on here?
I'll be straight with you on TikTok. We got a lot of wonderful women that are really good on TikTok. For
Yes.
me, TikTok is just a necessity, because sadly I can't get music on an Instagram app. So when I'm doing stuff and I want music, now granted I can add music like on my Apple, I can do that, and I used to do
Hmm.
that. But I just like the way it sounds better on TikTok, especially because it can get rid of the background noise. I love that. And Instagram's like a give me music. So I do TikTok. So I'm getting to you probably will start seeing a lot of TikTok, because I'm getting into it more and more now, because I really do like the sound quality stuff on
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
But I know some people are really taking TikTok by storm. Sandra doing good, and
And
Cynthia,
Sandra has a TikTok.
yeah, and yeah, Sandra's
Oh, I need
doing
to
good
get
on
her info.
TikTok,
Oh,
and
Cynthia,
Cynthia's
honey.
tearing it up on
Cynthia is the
TikTok.
bomb diggity.
And I think even Patricia's still up here. She
Oh, yeah,
got her
oh,
TikTok
yes.
going too now.
Now she is, her and Cynthia have it going on with the
Yes,
with the
they
whole
do.
TikTok thing. And Cynthia,
Hmm.
thank you. But you know what? Most of my TikToks I've done one TikTok that I filmed on that TikTok, and I was just trying it out. It was just
Uh,
kind of right pre Posh Fest, and
okay.
I did one. But normally I stick to Reels because I just have a good time with those. And me, they just pop into my head. So, hey,
And you
Trish.
and you
Yeah.
do and you do good reels too. God, what was I going to tell you that was funny? Did you see people that are on TikTok? Did y'all see Diana's TikTok Mug Mama?
I haven't been on there in a couple of days, so I need to go on there.
She had a really funny one this morning. But yeah, um, so I'm liking TikTok from that standpoint. But people will probably find my TikTok boring most of the time, because it'll be more so business. You ain't gonna see me at there jamming. I ain't gonna be doing all of this.
But see, oh yeah, because I'm here for all that. I'm here for all that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm here for all that. And I just need to, again, here I go. I just need to know how to do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. But I wish I knew how to skateboard, because what's his name? 420 Dogface. And every time you turn around, that everybody is like mimicking his stuff, which is so hilarious about the skateboard and the ocean spray and the skateboard and Fleetwood Mac dreams. It's so funny to me.
Oh my God. And you know, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, well, this is really cute. And it just blew up. It just blew up. And then, I was like, okay, well, so now everybody's doing the skateboard. Well, I can't skateboard, so I can forget
Well,
that.
well, I saw one cute. She was a posh. I can't think of her name right this second, but she was so
Oh, yes, I
because
saw
she
her.
doesn't know how
Yes.
to. She doesn't know how to skateboard. She would be like me. So her son was like behind her holding her leg. And it was so funny. I said, yep, that would be me.
See, that would be me. My granddaughter would be holding it, and I'd be just acting like I was moving and doing something. And she'd probably just be like, really? Really,
Listen,
Gigi?
you know what I can do though, because I do know how to rollerblade. Even though it's been a while. I know how to rollerblade. And I know how to skate. So I'll do that now. I'd be thinking I'm doing something too. No, you ain't gonna see that
Right.
though, by the way.
Right.
But I could.
Aaron says, have you seen the new one with the hip thrust? Oh no, I need to go on TikTok when I
Sure
leave
what that
here.
means.
Okay, so Cynthia said I will tag you in the Poshmark Challenging Edition.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
tag me on that. I'm not sure
yeah,
what that
tag me
is.
too. Tag me on that. Well,
Yeah.
let me tell you what I was going to do with Cynthia is that she had a TikTok and she was teaching people how to salsa dance. She was doing a couple
yeah,
of
that was a good one. Yeah.
that was a good one. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh well, I'm gonna go on here and show Cynthia I can do a little something, something. Because the way my knees are set up, I can't do too much. But that's a good little two-step I can kind of move and groove to. But oh my God, yes, I mean I love reels. I have gotten to where I got sucked into TikTok one night, and next thing I know, it was like a couple hours later, I was just cracking my side laughing because I was trying to come up with an idea, and I got stuck on the Golden Girls remix. And I didn't even know they had a challenge. And I was like, why didn't I know about this challenge? I love that remix. Every time I hear it, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I have to sing it. I just love it. So
I can see you too. And Ronnie, you're so funny, but you are actually doing something smart. So I just want to make sure I'm getting what you're saying. So you're watching a lot of TikTok right this second before you really get into what you're going to do. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I bring that up is because one of my friends, she researched TikTok, and she was watching TikTok hard for like a month before she even posted anything. And I mean, literally, she went from like no users to like 10,000 users in no time. Now, it may be hard to get users like that now. I mean, followers is what I should say. But it was because she said she just sat there and she was like researching what they were doing. And she added her little different take on. I think now she's got like 20,000 followers, but that's what she did. She just like looked at what was going on and what was happening. Not that meaning to do that right now, though. I'm just kind of using TikTok for what I'm using it for, but I have meant to just kind of look at certain things because the dancing thing, I can dance, but it's not me, and I feel like I want to be true to myself,
right?
And it's just not me. Now, I am funny. A lot of people don't get that about me, but I do have humor. But the dancing part is not really me.
And see, back in the day, I danced all the time, and I do miss dancing. But I'm limited right now. But if I wasn't, oh my God,
I'd be on it. Evolving always is my TikTok. Try not to fall asleep when you're looking.
Oh yeah, I'm
like one funny video up there.
And I'm Pink Diva Studio, so that's me. And most of the time, what I do with TikTok also is I'll take my reels and put them on TikTok.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I'll take my reels that like my taco reel and my package reel. Yeah. And things like that, and I will put them on. Go ahead and put them on TikTok. Now, I tell you what I found interesting. about I don't know what I was doing. I think I was engaging.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden I saw this really small, almost like a ticker tape. And it said, this video has been watched 2K times.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
What video? Well, lo and behold, it was just the video that I shot in the car with my granddaughter and my niece.
Mhm.
Oh, we had gone to Starbucks.
Yep.
So I tell people sometimes it's just the simplest thing that you do that, people will find interesting or
Well,
people will find,
reels is real important because you're talking about reels right now, right?
yes.
Yeah, I highly recommend to use reels because Instagram is pushing them out more. And I had two Instagram videos that were over 4.5K viewers. They'll let
Isn't
you know
that
because I
crazy?
send you a message. And one, I could kind of understand it because it was dealing with 9/11. It was the one I did with the pictures of the
Yes, that
twin.
was really,
Yeah,
yes, I
I
remember that.
got that one. I think that one's probably got, well, that one's probably a lot higher now. I don't know exactly what that one is. But then one, no joke, I just could not believe this one reached it. But it was just me doing a Poshmark closet. Like, I was doing it on my phone where I did a recording and I was like scanning my closet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? I
I
thought
still
that
don't
shit
know
was
how to
so
do
real
that.
because I was like, that's nothing. So yeah, they say it's a lot of visibility on reels. So to try to do reels as much as possibly as opposed to the regular video if you can.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I definitely enjoy doing reels. Like, for me, sometimes it just pops in my head. Oh, I got an idea. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how I come up with it. But you would just be so surprised at how much um, action and traction that it can gain. Because
Right.
once I shoot it, then it's out there. Typically I don't even think too much about it. I go and answer the comments under it, but after that, I don't think anything about it. I never think that people outside might be watching that.
Yeah, I try to answer my comments and I try not to think too much about it because I'm a little OCD. So social media used to bother me because it was like, okay, this is really cool. Why aren't people liking this? Why aren't people doing this? And I'm like, I got the proper hashtags and blah this and blah that. And I said, I can't do it. I said, I'm going
Right.
to put good stuff out there. It's up to them to figure it out. They want to figure it out. They want to miss out, miss out. That's their loss. I just, that's the take I've got to
Right.
have now because you don't, it's too much.
Yeah,
It's too
it is. It
much.
is. Well, Aaron, yes, your inventory system should have got a lot of crazy number of views because I tell you, your inventory system, I was looking like, uh, what? Okay, this is smart right here. And I mean, it should. I'm not at all surprised that it did. I am not surprised at all. Well, what they're getting ready to release, I guess, stories where you can put in your listings. So what do you think about that?
Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Because the
Okay.
stories that you can apply to your listings on Poshmark.
I'm already applying. I guess I'm not understanding. You mean like
Well,
tag your listings?
I guess apparently you can use, like, if you're listing a jacket, then you could do a story about that.
Oh,
Eh,
you're saying as you're doing the listing itself. That's what
Yeah,
you mean, right? Okay, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking you were talking about something else. I was thinking you were talking about the tags, that tag to listen. Yeah. Yeah, so when are they coming out with that, by the way? Is it coming out soon? Because I don't think it's out yet. Because I
I
just,
don't think it's out yet, but it's
mm,
coming out.
yeah, it's coming out. So you're just talking about right in the middle of actually doing the listing itself. I'm
Well,
wondering how that's going to play. So hmm, I'm
I
wondering
wondered
if
that
it's going to
too.
actually be a video though, or is it just going to be pictures? Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, well, is
Yeah.
this, but they said it's stories, so which means, okay, that's stories.
Yeah, it's going to hit your
So,
storyline, but
so if you're putting it
yeah.
in within your listing, I'm wondering how that's going to work.
Yeah.
But
Because,
Lady Hustle says that she's going to have her live with Lizette tomorrow. So we all should
okay.
check that out at
Yeah.
11 a.m., which would be 10 for me.
Yeah.
So I want to
Yep.
say thank you because we're about to shut down, but I want to say thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming and having brunch with Diva.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone